Oh my god, it's finally happening. Everybody stay calm. But Valve have released a blog post. Let's take a look. Valve have once again graced us with a community blog post which drops some massive news on top of our heads. We will be receiving an MVM update. And I am so happy. This blog post was released a couple of days ago as you're watching this video, and it is a call to action for all TF2 creators out there to develop new content for this upcoming update. Not necessarily a summer update, as we'll soon find out, but an update nonetheless. An MVM update. And just saying that, even now, puts me on cloud 9. The blog post starts with a reference to the current AI scourge that has been sweeping our planet for far too long now, comparing the threat that we face in MVM to the AI that has tried, and in some cases has, nabbed people's jobs. It's not looking good, boys. The blog is written as a story that divulges a few bits of very important information while still making a fun read. We've been given a date that the content needs to be submitted by, which is August 27th. So if any map makers out there, any cosmetic creators are listening to this video, you boys gotta get on it. And if anybody needs an idea guy, hit me up, we can cook up something brilliant. If you want, of course. We're then let into some further information. The update will be dropping around Halloween, which is already a great time to be a TF2 fan, but this season, or this year, will be even more content. The blog was sure to point out that these maps and missions don't have to be Halloween themed, and actually shouldn't be, although they could be. Which is all good news in my opinion. It gives mappers a lot more freedom in the maps and missions that they can design, the ideas that they can come up with, and just what they can do with a new MVM campaign right around the corner. Very exciting stuff. I'm glad to see that it's not just shoehorned into being a Halloween themed set of missions, because while I do enjoy Scream Fortress, the Halloween aesthetic can get boring quickly. And if it's MVM, you want to replay those missions, probably for the best that you can do whatever you want. In my humble opinion, of course. But yeah, I'm just so excited for this. After 13 years, MVM is finally getting some fresh content. The last MVM update was dropped a couple of months after I started playing. At that time, I never got to experience MVM. It was something you had to pay to play, and that just wasn't a thing I could do 13 years ago. But here I am, loving MVM, one of my favourite game modes, and finally getting some fresh new content for the game. Just so happy. So if you couldn't tell already, I love MVM. It's my favourite thing to do in TF2. It's so easy, just hop on, play a couple games, get some rewards, hopefully you get a nice golden weapon, and you know, life is good. I just really enjoy playing it. It's a nice, fun experience. I have made many videos regarding updates in the past, and in those videos I've always mentioned how much I would love to see an MVM update, despite how impossible that felt at the time. And even if it wasn't really relevant to the video, I still had to mention it somewhere. So I like to think, you know, Valve have been avid watchers of the OTGT channel for some time, and this is just their way of, you know, paying back. Don't know what they're paying back, but, you know, I can dream, right? I'd almost resigned myself to the fact that we'd never see one, but the community was there, making custom campaigns that were very fun to play, and really just sated my appetite for a fresh MVM experience, as they gave us that for free, and it was very enjoyable. And I'm sure that some of these creators who've been making those fun maps will be getting involved here, so the MVM update is in some good hands from what I've played in the past. I mean, if you just cast your mind back to that massive repo leak a couple of years ago, there was unfinished MVM content nestled away in there, so some of that stuff may appear here, which would be a very interesting sight, but if it's already existing, a smart move from Valve as well. So I guess that remains to be seen, but I wouldn't hate it. My mind is already racing with ideas of what that new content could be, what new content we could see alongside this update. The big one is, of course, the rewards. What can you have a chance at getting for completing one of these new campaigns? Well, the biggest reason that people play MVM is for these shiny Australiums. For those unaware, upon completion of an MVM campaign, there is a very small chance that you can unlock an Australian weapon. These are lovely golden reskins of some weapons, some popular weapons in the game that really add some bling and some swag to your TF2 loadout. Now, with new campaigns being added so late after the last content update MVM received, you'd hope that we could see some new Australians when that update drops. And I think I'm not alone here. I've seen a lot of people saying the same thing. New Australians would be very, very nice. For some of the newer weapons or other popular weapons that people use, I think that'd be quality. And they don't have to make anything from scratch either. The folks over at Game Banana have got you covered. Any weapon you want gold, they've already done it. That is, unless you want to introduce some new weapons, then go right ahead, because I would not be opposed to that either. But it just makes so much sense to introduce new Australians that will also make Valve some money, which we know they love. And that's not even mentioning the fabled and much sought after golden pan, which not only looks stylish and makes these cool golden statues, but can also fetch a pretty penny as well. And Valve actually added an automatic trade hold to this weapon, so that when it gets dropped, you can't trade it for 7 days, which I think is a good and secure feature as well. Also, we could even see new bot killers. Who knows? The possibilities are really endless. I'm envisioning, like, the Festivizer, but the bot killerizer. Thoughts? Something I'd personally like to see would be a shake-up to the upgrade system. I touched on this in one of my previous pining for MVM update videos, but I think there are some changes that could be made to make things much more interesting and exciting. Less of those cookie-cut upgrades and something more unique, especially for specific weapons. But again, that would be a lot of work, and it's not something I think we'll see, but it's more of a dream, In an ideal world, that's what I'd like to see. And of course, the one thing that Valve have actually requested, it's those new maps. And that's what I'm looking forward to the most. I have played a lot of MVM in my time, and all these maps are slowly becoming a little bit stale. So having new maps to explore and play, whilst also being able to get rewards for completing a tour, will not only be very refreshing, but something I think this game mode desperately needs to give it a nice revival and a big boost in players. Don't get me wrong, I love Rottenburg, but there's only so much waltzing around a medieval German village that one man can do before he knows it better than his own town. The community knows how to make beautiful looking maps, and Valve knows how to pick them, so I have faith that we'll see some absolute bangers introduced around Halloween time. And with new maps would mean new bosses too, new robots, and I'm sure the community will cook some crazy robots for us to fight and wreak havoc across the TF2 landscape. Now, if I could choose what I'd like to see, and I'll give you some free ideas, an ancient Egyptian themed map. I have an idea for how this map could work, but I just do not possess the skills to make it a reality. But I think it could look very cool. Also, I'd like to see something based on the MVM trailer. I think that'd be cool as well. There isn't a snowy or winter themed MVM map at the moment, and I think it'd be very cool to have something that looks like the environment that was in the original MVM trailer, and also my heavy loadout would look right at home in a more frigid environment. You know what? Why not a space themed map, like the one we received back in 2021 with Bread Space? That map was very cool, had a very sick environment to just explore and take in, so maybe something like that would be very cool for an MVM mission. And you could even dress the robots up in space apparatus and give some new robot cosmetics as well. The possibilities are endless. Needless to say though, I am very excited. This is something that I've been wanting for years, and I'm just so happy that MVM were receiving new and fresh content soon. Personally, I can't wait. Now, I don't know how long this video may be, but with all the years of dreaming and that finally becoming reality, I just need to yap about it. I might even have to dust off the old live stream when this update finally drops around Halloween time. Maybe I'll stream here, maybe on Twitch, but follow or subscribe just in case. Cheers. I also just want to say a thank you to the TF team for still updating the game periodically. Updates aren't coming thick and fast, but we do receive them, and they are doing good things. They're fixing bugs and keeping the game ticking over. Even bugs and things I'd never considered are getting fixed, so you've got props for that as well. The bots have been largely kept at bay, scarcely seen since that big bot killing update. A man versus machine mission, if you will. Overall, I'm looking forward to this update. It's got me very excited about TF2 in a way that I haven't really felt in a long time. And I'm very excited to see what the community can cook up and what Valve will give us for this upcoming MVM update. I can't wait. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.